Day 2 of Cephei 6. We ended my last video, tick 1. I had seen this by going to the wormhole. I'd seen a clash coming in here. And to be honest, if this was all the excitement that happened, I would have been perfectly fine. But let's just say that I am anything but relaxed cycle 1 into the relaxed game. So my original plan was to blow up Pretty Kitty's star here. I made basically said to this guy, I'm not gonna fight it out. And I tried to make a deal with Cygnus to say maybe we don't crash into each other because like he's gonna take this. He couldn't keep it because he'd be on weapon 1, the Raider, and it dropped the ships. He'd be on 4, and so I'd take it. But that Raider could play heavy shenanigans with all my stars here because I've emptied everything out, right? So that could really have caused me some issues. So I really wanted to not clash with these people and hope that some of these at least I'm going to get. So down south is not too interesting out there. I decided to take here, then we could eat. There are other two explorers arrive, and they reach out and say, "Hey, I don't want to clash." And you know what? I don't want to clash either. Like I don't think a battle down here. I don't think fighting down here is going to cause me any benefits. Yes, it's kind of funny to blow up one explorer, but then I'll lose these ships. Then I won't have good relationships with this person. They'll probably be like, whatever. I also told them about this because I was in police with both of them. I said, okay, by the way, you're both also going to clash. Essentially, I don't want to play down here. I just want to stay on friendly terms and use this as a way of scaring people up north if they decide to attack me. Pretty much all that happens is we both bounce off, right? Then we reset to a neutral position. I might do some tech trading with them. I don't know, but we'll see. Pretty kitty. I'll come back to that. Right. The north is rather exciting. I do agree with Cygnus to bounce off. I tell him I'm going to go to Lucia, so don't take that. I do tell him he can get Tusia. By the way, Lucia, Tusia, ridiculous. And then also I've got, can't see it yet, but there's another one here. And then of course I see this chap, Brat, coming. And I'm glad I did this because I think he might have beaten me to it if I wasn't Explorer. Not 100% sure, but maybe not, but still not happy. Then grabbing this binary star, I just got a new friend here, person here, go outside today. Grabbing this binary star, I get Martyr here. We've agreed not to fight, so I'm bouncing away back to Lucia. He asked me if he can take Tusia. Again, ridiculous. I tell him, yeah, sure. But be warned that this guy might get there first. Um, and then I decide, oh yeah, now I've got a new friend here, right? Who I end up also on a collision path with, also diplomacy my way out of. We're not to everything else so far. Like I've messaged everybody pretty much, right? And like go outside was initially kind of silent, and eventually kind of mentioned stuff quite a bit later. Marta was saying he has an ally, Johan, south of him. Was curious that I wanted to join them. I was like, well, it's a bit early to talk about alliances just yet. This guy wants an alliance, and I said, again, it's a bit early. Pretty Kitty has not been particularly responsive after we avoided clashing. Marta is the only person speaking at any kind of noise. And then, oh, look, oh, someone's coming. Wouldn't it be a shame if somebody blew up those ships? Wouldn't it be a shame if someone took your star? No. And there's a lieutenant coming. Now, this bit annoys me, right? So anyway, pause for a second, right? This concerns me, right? Because obviously they're friendly, and now he's coming down to Tusia, and I'm like, "All right, what's up, buddy?" So I've tried to tell him he can go there. I was like, well, looks like you're friendly with Borat. Like, what's going on? Made some stupid moves. He's attacking me. We can make short work of him. I'm trying to get Cygnus to join me in the fight against Borat. Um, but he's non-responsive, both in terms of carriers and chat. Might not be there. Uh, he's not doing anything. I can see. Doesn't even look like he might even show you built a production check in a second. Um, and I've got a lieutenant coming in. And I had a brilliant plan. Right. First of all, I like this warp gate. So if he does move off it, I will have a nice quick way of grabbing it. And then it's coming at me, which I expected. And I thought, great, I'm going to build a saboteur, infiltrator, sorry. That gives me 13. The lieutenant's on 16. It would be down to weapons 1 with my infiltrator. That will be weapons 2 with defense. 13 to 16, I will kill all of them. Will kill 8 my ships. I'll be left with nice 5 ships remaining, including my infiltrator, blown up LT. These ships are coming into position. Great, I'll be able to take Avon, right? Avon, Aros, Avis, by the way, this is my other ridiculous naming. Lucia, Tucia, Avon, Aros, Avon. I swear that the game is being this sometimes. I've also this is ominous. Nownet was my choke point in my last game, and now it's a potential choke point here as well. So, anyway, great. And then I'm an idiot, and I built the carrier. So I built a specialist on the wrong carrier, and then somehow sent both away, which reminds me of my old maxim, or rather, what Sun Tzu said clearly about Neptune's pride, and applies equally to Solaris. There's no plan so perfect, no position so advanced, no battle so simple, can't screw it up. The careless, uncancelled carrier order, proving that Solaris and Neptune's pride are, in many ways, similar and same games. It's not the end of the world. Now, my main problem right now is I have way overspent on industry and carriers, way more than I would like to. We started with 1,000. This is not enough, right? I should not be spending this little on it. Problem was, I had the raider here. I was thinking, okay, well, if he doesn't agree to the deal, his raider could come down here. I need enough ships that I can 2-to-1 a raider, so I need to build these kind of industry, right? So that's why I built a lot of industry, and also I built a lot of carriers because, well, I'm really spread out. It does mean that I'm going into the end of cycle 1, 18 stars. I'll go down to 17 again. Sadly, I have smart enough to disable the bulk buy on Aris, so I don't build economy with my automated bulk buy. First thing I did, setting up this time. Very first thing of every game, set up your bulk buy. Yeah, I turned it off for Aris because otherwise I was going to build them and lose them. And fortunately, I still get the defender bonus here, so it's 5-to-5. It's not the end of the world. The other challenge is I realized, or discovered the hard way, that carriers have a tax of 3 per carrier. Doesn't sound like a lot, but actually 30 per cycle, that's 3 economy less right now when I don't have a lot of economy and I've overspent. So I'm really unhappy about how much I've overspent. It was the right decision with the information I had at the time, and I think will still stand me in good stead because Borat is really kind of pushing these stupid attacks. I need those ships. But even so, it means that I need to be very careful not to overspend again and be careful with my expenditure for next pod. Now, my strategy from the start of getting experimentation and banking right out the bat was a good one and proved to be very fortuitous because I then roll weapons. Excellent. That is huge, right? I was planning on switching to weapons anyway because of this. I thought, okay, I'll pump up my science a little bit and maybe I'll get it sort of somewhere after the next prod, maybe 25 ticks. Then I'm getting it in the middle of this prod. Um, and I'm sure everybody watching knows early weapons lead in an early war is a huge advantage. It's a bit less in Solaris than Neptune's Pride because of specialists, right? So this can offset that advantage a little bit, but still a pretty huge advantage and still absolutely necessary if I want the war to go my way and to not be too weakened afterwards. So at this point as well, I've now agreed to an alliance with Umata and Johan, who's south of him. Johan is apparently actually already butting up against Pretty Kitty. That probably means that Umata is about here. Johan's probably here, I would guess. I know Johan can also border Anchorite, so it is probably like these guys are sort of here-ish. Pretty Kitty is here. I mean, Pretty Kitty had 3 explorers, so she can go pretty far with that. They all bounced off in this direction. Um, and But basically, Anchorite is very slow to respond. Go Outside finally responded but after I'd already made the Ramada deal. Cygnus initially responded and is now looking like they might be allied with Barat. Barat's attacking me. I've got no other real options for allies. I don't really care whether they're good or not at this point. They're the only options I've got, right? And I really want to not be fighting both directions. I think I will be a struggle, but I think I've got enough stars, enough non-binaries, right? Look, I've got non-binaries, enough binary stars, 1, 2, 3, and then also some pretty decent just regular stars, with Rogi, with Nownet, with Data. This one's I think a bit crap, yeah. Um, I think I've got good odds if this border is secured, which I mean we can't even attack here anyway. This is a terrible attacking plan. Plus, this is a nebula, so he's got no idea what I've got there, which is nice. Um, and he's going to be busy, which I'll come back to. I think I could probably take both. I can definitely take Barat on my own, no problem. Makes some dumb moves, even accounting for my stupidity here. So basically, yeah, allied with Ramata and Johan. So that's a good start. Um, Friendly enough with Anchorite, they let me bounce off. Finally, Go Outside today answers back, says, "Hey, I don't want to attack Barat with you. I'm too busy, but you want to attack Anchorite with me?" Well, Ramata has already said he wants to attack Anchorite. I've said I can't, but I've passed that information on between them. Said, okay, look, you're both pincering him. You should be good. So that'll put my ally in good stead. Don't know what's going to happen with this one, but it's a 16-player game. I don't necessarily want to have an alliance of 4, especially because we've already had, I think, 3 dropouts. 2. I think I saw it was 13 a second ago. Anyway, and now we advance. Because my plan was to wait for the weapons drop before I did this attack. Then the ship appears, and I realize I've got just enough time to beat that ship with an LT from here, an infiltrator from here. If he counter launches to C2C, it's slightly worse for me. Not really, because actually both of those fleets are big enough that they'll just plow through it anyway. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm learning my lessons here, learning about C2C, right? And so I decide to attack earlier. LT goes in, infiltrator is going in next tick, right? And you are now up to date with where I am in the game. So I'm a little pissed about my infiltrator blunder. That would have been great. It would have saved me about 10 ships, I reckon, compared to what this will do. Especially because I could have built an LT on that as well. No, I couldn't. It was last part. I needed a cycle to switch. But this is still going to be, 30 ships. I lost 5, 25. I'm going to lose another 10. It'll still be 15 to 30 ships, plus a spec. Plus I kill the LT, and put me in a good place for kind of moving forward. I've told Cygnus getting off that. Like, I'm going for Tusia. Either convert so he's now an enemy, or bounce off it. Like, because otherwise I'm just going to assume it with him. Because I don't want this enemy star like with vision of all my stars. So basically, shit will get off the pot. He's not responded. I'm hoping it doesn't end up being a war, but at the same time, my board is reasonably well covered. I've got 10 ships here. That's not going to be a straightforward attacking path because, excuse me, Windy is closer. 9 ships here, and I'm getting weapons. So any raiders right now, I'm not particularly worried about because they'd be 3-1. By the time they get to me, and so relatively straightforward to defend. Um, yeah, and then okay, these two, well, allied. He's gonna be pincered. She can't reach me. I go by gender based upon whatever you've chosen for your image, so it's up to you. You know? Cygnus is not really responding. I really would like them to just not join this party now. I want to wrap up Borat and then turn my eyes on Cygnus because they're either untrustworthy or mostly AFK. Either way, I don't want to ally with them. I think this Wamata alliance is going to be more solid. The nice thing is that if I do take out this corner, if I happen to be in a corner, there's nothing else to expand here. Well, I've got this path, and actually, Johan here has said that he's now scuffling with Pretty Kitty, so I could pincer her from both directions as well. Through a wormhole, very nice wormholes. So plenty of options. I'm feeling reasonably good about things. I'd be feeling much better if I hadn't fucked this up. But as I say, I am feeling anything but relaxed in this so-called relaxed game. Yes, ticks are every 2 hours, but also the carrier speed is 0.4. And actually, that makes quite a big difference in terms of your ability to react when it's this packed in. Right, this is super dense by comparison to my last set of stars in my last game. So it's super spread out. All told, though, I'm at 17 stars. I'll make 18 easily. This will make 19. There's probably no way that this is gonna hold for long at all. So I reckon this cycle I will be at 20, which is my, even allocation in the game, and then in a position where Borat is probably in a terrible spot because he will have lost about 3 times as many ships as I will have. And of course, I will have gained stars, and I also have these nice stars that pump out. Now, I am not going to buy anything apart from economy this cycle. My friend here is getting banking, so I've given for that because banking is slightly better value. My econ right now is 20, it's pretty cheap. So it pays back in 2 cycles. Banking cost me 75 because it's 25 per. Banking 3 costs me 75 uh, per trade for level 3 tech, and banking we're on standard. So banking gives me 75 plus. I need to work out what the hell this actually means because that doesn't seem. I guess it's 0.15 credits. That's why times banking times total economy. So essentially, so 1.15 times, what is it? Let's just say, well, banking will be 3 times 30. All right, 15 credit boost. So this is, depending on how much econ I buy, about 90 credits, right, for 75. So equivalent to economy at like 8 or 9, right? So banking is better value than economy at this stage. It never happens for long, but at this stage it certainly is better for. So hence waiting for banking. Skipping terraforming though, because terraforming is going to result in I don't know, 5%, 6%, but this is probably 10% drop, give or take in cost depending on which star it's at. Well, trading for terraforming would be a quarter of my funds, and so less value for it. I'll get it in the new cycle. Yeah, I did not expect the first cycle to be this exciting, and also like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including me. It's a 16-player game. I know and Johan's here, so I know 9 out of 16 of the players. Oh, and look, we've got an AFK. So, of the 12 players, actual players, 13 players, actual players remaining, I know where all but 4 of them on cycle 1. Ridiculous. I might ask around and see whether they see anyone else. So, cool. Yeah, fun stuff. I don't hate the 2 cycle ticks. We'll see whether sorry, the 2 hour ticks so far. We'll see whether I feel relaxed from. It might still be sleep stealing. Not sure.